Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth session of my mat Pilates course, where we cover all of the basic mat exercises, mat Pilates exercises, and I'll talk you through different variations. So today's exercises are going to include the single leg stretch, the saw, the side leg kick, the side leg lift series, and also the spine stretch forwards. So I'm going to get us to start with the spine stretch forwards. All you will need to complete these exercises is either a pillow or a yoga block or anything that you can sit on. Just a few books will help as well. Find a wall in your house where you can sit against the wall. I want you to sit up onto a block or a pillow. This is going to help those with tight hamstrings and also ensure that you don't get too tight in your hip flexor muscles. I want you to feel your mid-spine lifting up and in contact with the wall. Now for some of us, I know that you might have a bit more of a rounded upper back, which means that you might want to force your head back. So try not to force too much back with the head, as long as your spine is lifting up nice and tall. So the spine stretch forwards is all about flexing your cervical spine and your thoracic spine, so mid-spine and neck. The movement is going to start with arms out in front of you. If you can get your head lined up tall onto the wall, do that. Otherwise, just lift yourself as tall as you can. Engage your tummy muscles, so pulling in with the belly button towards the spine, not too much. Inhale. And then exhale, you take your chin to your chest and then you roll the vertebrae away from the wall, just so that you can feel the mid part of your spine still stay in contact. So keep that contact with the wall and then you reach your arms forwards. From here, you are taking an inhalation, so you feel how that inhalation is helping to stretch the muscles out even more. And then you reverse it. You roll yourself back up tall, up onto the wall. Good. So let's do 3 together from this position. Sitting tall, knees are bent. Inhale. And exhale, chin to chest, and then roll, 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 until you can feel that mid-spine. For women, this is just below your bra strap. When you get that mid-spine position, reach further forwards with the arms. Feel that upper spine stretching. Inhale. And back up nice and tall. Last 2. Inhale. And exhale, roll away. Inhale and roll back up nice and tall, and again inhale one more time, exhale, chin to chest, roll away, reaching further forwards with your fingers. Inhale and roll back up nice and tall. Good. Now, to bring in a little bit more challenge, remove the pillow or remove the books, whatever you were sitting on. So if you are extremely tight on your hamstrings, keep those knees a little bit more bent. I'm going to lengthen out my legs. Make sure the back of your hips, back of your spine is lined up with the wall. Flex your ankles, keep it flexed, and also feel as if you're pushing through the heel, so stretching those legs out long in front of you. We'll do exactly the same thing 3 more times. Inhale, tall. Exhale, chin to chest, roll away to the mid-spine and reach. Inhale. And roll back up. And again, inhale, tall. Exhale, chin to chest, roll away. Inhale, reaching out in front of you. And roll it back up. Keep on pushing out through those heels. Pull the toes towards your shins. One more time. Inhale, tall. Exhale, chin to chest. Roll away. Inhale, hold. And roll it back up. Good. We're going to take it onto our mat. So move away from the wall. In exactly the same position. Now you just have to visualize the wall behind you. So remember, your spine remains neutral. We're trying to avoid any hinging with the hips, so we keep the hips nice and stable. Inhale, tall. Exhale, chin to chest, and roll forwards. So it's your spine stretching forwards. Inhale. And roll back up tall. Inhale. Exhale, roll and stretch your spine forwards. Keep your neutral spine. And roll back up. Keep on pressing through the heels out in front of you with your legs. And inhale. Exhale, chin to chest and spine stretch forwards. Inhale, hold. And roll it back up nice and tall. Good. So that's a nice warm-up for the next exercise, which is called the saw. So for this one, I want us all to start sitting onto a block or a stack of books or a pillow, and again start with a slight knee bend position to warm ourselves up for the saw exercise. With the saw exercise, the legs are a little bit wider apart. Arms is going to start in this position, same height as the shoulders, but keep the shoulders nice and relaxed, and it's a rotational move. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to rotate the spine, reach your little finger towards your little toe, and then reach that arm back behind you. Do you see how I do an internal rotation there with that shoulder? This arm is reaching towards the front, this arm is reaching towards the back. So that is helping to rotate the spine and wring out into the disc, hydrating the discs. And then from here, we go into a spine stretch forward. So the hips remain stable, it's just the neck and the upper spine stretching. The arm remains at the same height as the shoulder. So we're going to reach forwards rather than down to the little toe. So it's going to be inhale, tall, and then exhale, chin to chest, and roll, spine stretch forwards. And now reaching even more with your arm to the front, reaching even more with your arm towards the back. Coming back tall with the spine again, back into center. We'll do the same on the other side. Rotate, get that little finger lined up with the little toe. Do that internal rotation with the arm behind you. Feel how that really takes your spine into a nice deeper rotation. And we're doing our spine stretch forwards. Chin to chest. And reach, spine stretch forwards and reaching that arm. Forwards, reaching the other arm behind you. Inhale. And exhale, come back up into center. Good. Let's do 2 of those to each side. So rotate over to your right, left little toe, left little finger lined up with your right little toe. Inhale, tall, spine stretch forwards, chin to chest, roll your neck, your upper spine, keep your hips stable. Inhale, come back into center. Rotate over, your right little finger lines up with your left little toe. Rotate and reach behind you. Spine stretch forwards. Inhale, chin to chest. Roll your neck, roll your upper spine. Reach with the arms, forwards and backwards. Inhale. Come back into center. And again, rotate over towards your right. Spine stretch forwards. Now relax the shoulders. You might have noticed how your shoulders are crawling up to your ears. Relax them down. And come back up into center. And then let's rotate over to your right. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Spine stretch forwards. Inhale. And exhale, chin to chest. And reach. Inhale. And then come back up into center. Good. So all we're going to do to change this now is take the block away. Now keep the block there and keep the legs slightly bent if you feel that this is going to be too much for your posture. And if it's, because we're thinking about quality of movement here, so think of quality of movement. If that's easier, then stick with that. Arms out, rotate, spine stretch forwards, and reach. Inhale. And then come back up on your exhalation to center. And let's rotate. Spine stretch forwards. Keep that arm the same level as your shoulder in the front and reach. Relax the shoulders down, inhale. And then come back into center. Keep those legs active, keep pushing through your heels. Let's do it one more time. And do a rotation. Do a spine stretch forwards. Inhale. And back into your center position. Keep pushing through your heels. You might feel with this version your hip flexors are burning. And then rotate to the other side. And spine stretch forwards. Chin to chest. Roll the upper spine. Keep the hips stable. Inhale. Back into center. Oh, and then take a little break. Well done. Give your legs a little shake here. You might feel those hip flexors feeling a bit hot. Okay, so for the next exercise, we are going to come down onto our backs. You don't need the block, or maybe you need a little pillow or a little rolled up towel to support your head here. We're going to have our feet hip distance apart. So bring the feet together, open the heels, open the toes. Keep your pelvis in a neutral position. We've already covered neutral spine in the previous session, so please go back to those. Don't start with this session. Make sure you do the first 3 sessions first. Okay, for single leg stretch, and very easy basic version to start off with is just lying down, and on the exhalation, you're going to reach your one leg away from you. But you'll feel that when you reach that leg up, your lower abdominal muscles is really switching on, especially the side oblique muscles. And then we're going to exhale, reach the other leg out. And notice how I'm keeping my legs at the same height here. I'm not trying to stretch it up to the ceiling or just above the floor. I'm keeping it together like that. Okay, so let's do 3 together. So it's exhale and exhale. Notice how your tummy is pulling in. Exhale. Shoulders and neck nice and relaxed. Exhale. All the tension is down here. Exhale. And exhale. Good. We combine this now with a little bit of an abdominal curl. So have your palms facing up. And we'll do the abdominal curl and the leg stretch at the same time. So chin to chest as you inhale. And then as you exhale, curl forwards onto your shoulder blades and reach your leg out. Arms is hovering above the floor, reaching away from the shoulders. And then bring it back down. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Okay, so I'm just giving you 3 repetitions of each of these versions. If you want to do more of them or you want to stay with that version, then stay with that version as we move on to a more challenging version. So for the more fuller, challenging single leg stretch, you will lift both of your legs up into a tabletop position. So knees over your hips and your shins will be parallel to the ground. Now, your start position is you coming up into an abdominal curl. And then from here, we're going to keep it and do 5 single leg stretches to each side. Again, if you feel your lower spine doesn't like this, just bring the legs down and then do 1 leg at a time like that. Okay. So let's start. Arms out, palms facing up. Exhale, 1. And 2. And 2. Keep looking through your inner thighs. And 3. Make sure your tummy muscles is doming in. 4. Keep your shoulders relaxed. 5. And then lower one leg, lower the other leg, and roll onto your sides. Good. We're going to do the single leg kick exercise now. So for the single leg kick, you're going to keep your lower leg to start off with in a bent position, and we're going to reach that top leg away from us. Now notice that this hip wants to sometimes sort of hike up. What I want you to do is pull that hip away from you, really lengthening that leg away from you, and then give your top hand, place it sort of in the same line as your belly button for a little bit of balance, because lying on your side does give you a bit of instability here. So the movement here is going to be to flex the ankle and then take the leg forwards on a count of 2. So it's 1, 2 as you inhale. Point the toe and take it back into extension. So it's going to be flexing 1, 2, point the toe and take it back into extension. Okay, you ready? Get onto your right side. Relax your head on your right arm, reach it out. If this feels uncomfortable, you can also bring a little pillow and place it between the head and the arm. Make sure just to feel comfortable here with your neck and your shoulders. Ready? Flex the ankle and let's take it forwards on 2 in-breaths. And again on 2 in-breaths. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And again. And again. And one more. Good. We're going to do the same on the other side. So roll on to your left side. Reach your arm out, your left arm this time. Keep the knee bent, the left knee, and then reach that top leg, but pull that top leg away from you to ensure this is what it's doing. It's just making sure that your spine remains nice and neutral. So remember, it's that flexing and then pulsing it forwards twice on the inhalation, and then point and take it back. Avoid any movement in your upper body. So I see a lot of this people leaning back, or maybe people leaning forwards when they take it to the back. So keep the body still while you're only moving from your hip joint. So flex, and on 2 inhalations, take it forward. Exhale, take it back. Lovely stretch here in the front. You can also get your gluteal muscle doing some work. And inhale. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Good. From here, we're going to roll over again onto our right side, and we're going to do the leg lift series. So the leg lift series is really good for strengthening up lower spine and our hips. And this is normally the one that brings a burning feeling in the hips. So we won't do many repetitions. We are only going to do about 3 repetitions of each variation. So for the side leg kick series, I'm going to ask you to lengthen both of your legs out. Now this can also be done with your bottom leg slightly bent. So if you're really finding this side lying position really difficult to work with, then just bend that bottom leg. I'm going to keep my bottom leg nice and straight. What you also want to focus on here is pull that top leg away from you. So I always ask people in my classes to feel their big toes kissing and to feel their heels kissing, really lining the legs up. This ensures a neutral spine. From here we're going to do a lifting the top leg, not too high with pointed toes, flexing it and then lowering it back down. So it's pointed toes lifting, flexing and lower it back down. Okay, let's do that together. In fact, let's do 5 repetitions of each. 3 is just too few. Let's do that again. So inhale up, pointed toes, flex it down. 4 more. And flex it down for 2. And inhale, flex it down for 3. And inhale, flex it down for 4. Keep on stretching that leg. And inhale and flex it down for 5. Good. Okay. We're going to lift that top leg a little bit. Keep the leg long. Let's do 5 tiny circles for 1, for 2, Try not to move the upper body. 3, 4, 5. Change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then relax it down. From circles, we're going to go into a staggered lift. So have a little look. So the top leg's going to lift. The bottom leg's going to lift and meet it in the air. Squeeze the legs together. And now lower it down together. Okay? Let's do 5 together. So lift that top leg. Keep the toes pointed. Lift the bottom leg. Squeeze them together. Lower it down. So that's 1. Again, lift the top. Lift the bottom. Squeeze it. That's 2. Inhale. And lower. That's 3. Inhale. And lower. That's 4. Inhale. And lower. And that's 5. Good. Now you want to keep your legs together, and we're going to do a double leg lift. So glue them together, squeeze them together. We are going to lift both legs at the same time as we exhale. Exhale, lift, not too high, and then lower down. And 4 more. Exhale, lift, and lower down. And exhale, lift, and lower down. 2 more. And exhale, lift, and lower down. And 1 more. Exhale, lift, and lower down. Well done. Let's move around and do the same on the other side. So we're going to lie down, both legs stretched out. Remember, you've got that option of slightly bending the bottom leg if you find both legs straight out a little bit too much. Keep that top leg pulling away from you and gently support yourself a little bit with your top arm, just in line with your belly button. Point the toe up, not too high, flex it and lower down for 1. Point as you inhale, flex as you exhale for 2. Flex for 3. Flex for 4. Flex for 5. Good. Let's lift it slightly, do 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, keep the upper body still. 4, 5, change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax it back down. Now we're going to do a staggered lift. So lift the top leg, lift the bottom leg, squeeze them together, lower it down together. Lift the top leg, lift the bottom leg, squeeze them together, lower down. Let's go for 3. Lift, lift, squeeze and lower. For 4, lift, lift, squeeze and lower. One last one. Lift, lift, squeeze and lower. Now we keep those 2 legs together, squeeze them together, and we're going to lift them together. Inhale. And as you exhale, lengthen and lift those legs. And again, inhale. Exhale, lengthen and lift for 2. Inhale. And lengthen and lift for 3. Inhale. Lengthen and lift for 4. Inhale. And lengthen and lift for 5. And then release it back down. Good. So that is all you're going to do today. So repeat the session if you feel that you've got a little bit more energy and strength left that you would want to challenge. And you can do from 5 up to 10 repetitions, but always think about your quality. Good. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next session.